Hello and welcome to the Talkin Bits Podcast. I am your host, Michael Rose, and with me is
your other host that some people would argue is a superior host. I mean, I've made a fool of myself for 6 months on this show, but I've never not clicked record.
I've heard grumblings that, if we took a poll, I think like 2 out of 10 would say you're the better host. You know, it's not
2 out of 10.
nothing. You know, it's 20%.
It's something.
20%, you know?
There's a metric.
It's better than what it was. So this week we don't have a guest, but I would like to welcome you all to the roast of Nathaniel Booher.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
All right. That's fine.
You look like you look like you applied to be a model at Tractor Supply.
Mm-hmm.
But they just kind of put you in the stock room instead.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
You look like you draw a comic book about how you're a vigilante. That's what. Yeah.
So like I had the comics about myself?
Right.
Okay.
It's called Michael Man. And you don't let anybody see it while you're doing
Never.
it. But it's in colored pencil. It's detailed.
It's we have like a whole like it would take you a while to read them all.
You're on volume 12. You're deep into the series.
My big thing, like, it's kind of like whenever like they go Super Saiyan to Dragon Ball Z, that like my power, the spikier my hair gets, the more power I get.
Yeah, all your enemies are like, oh shit, he's getting mad. Yeah.
But
you have to do it manually with hair gel, so they see you just.
They see me whip out the heavy hold claymore.
That's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good.
They see me get a can of hairspray, and they're like, "Oh fuck, he's coming."
Yeah.
That was a good one. I feel like you were sitting on that one for a while.
That's good. I don't know. I had to think about it.
We didn't talk about this at all beforehand.
No, I didn't realize. I just had to defend myself there for a second. I got a little scared.
That was a good one.
Tractor Supply.
I almost said Mize Farm and Garden, but then I was like, that's a very local one. So.
Yeah, Tractor Supply feels universal. That's good.
Yeah.
It's the jacket. That's what it is.
It really is. The hat's not doing you any favors.
I had this hat used to be cool. Now I've worn it for too long.
Say?
It's raw gear. It's Bradley Martin's thing. Yeah.
I had a joke. Anyways, it's okay. Go ahead.
Anyway, I used to like this jacket too. I thought it was a cool jacket. And then one time, shout out to Skylar Champagne. I love him so much. He'll be on eventually. He's another comedian friend of ours. And we were at dinner for your birthday actually at 6:20, and I wore this jacket. It was during the festival at the club, and everybody was there. And as I was leaving, Skylar, like, catches my attention, and he goes, hey. And I was like, hey, buddy. And he goes, hey, why don't you stop wearing that really cool jacket all the time? And I was like, oh, I can't do it. And then I just walked out the door, and I've thought about that every day since
It's like the most backhanded.
Like, I just wonder, was he being genuine?
He wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah, I know he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
It's like every day now, I'm going to put this thing on. I'm like,
you kind of look like really dogs growl at you a lot.
You kind of look like cats growl at you a lot for some reason.
They do. They do. They
make dog noises when you come in. They don't know what to do.
They're like, this is just a better version of me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like they're intimidated by it. They're like, this guy, we slept for 17 hours. This guy slept for 18 today.
I feel like you look like you would lean up against a locker with 1 foot up.
I would.
You know, arms folded, one foot up.
Yeah. With my Ray-Bans on, like the aviators. Yeah. I have a leather jacket on. I have a black leather jacket, but I've never rode a motorcycle before.
Yeah. I know those guys. I knew one of those guys for a long time. You look like
women.
Yes, this is what we're doing.
You look like women put their hands over drinks whenever you walk into a bar.
Well, I'll tell you, that ain't gonna stop me. But that's worth a shot.
We didn't plan this at all. We had 3-4 cancellations last minute, but we're like, we got to keep it going.
Just to blow the whole charade here.
Yeah,
we're just stalling, really.
That's what it is. We just
shout out to comedians. They're notoriously unpredictable. They're the worst. So we had 4 people who just never confirmed for today's date. So.
We love you
Here
all.
we are.
Yeah.
Last time we tried this shit, nobody listened. So I would imagine if you're still listening at this point, we're 4 minutes in. Good for you.
I figured we would not be like a housekeeping one. We said we do it every 10 episodes. Y'all said no. Don't do that. So we gave you 20.
Yeah, you really participated.
We gave you 20, so we just thought we'd switch it up a little bit.
We thought about doing sort of a best of episode 2 where we put some clips together, but we don't have a whole lot of video.
Yeah,
just
we just started doing.
So, I mean, what are some moments for you that stick out?
I just thought of another one. Hold on. You look like you know how to fix a water heater.
God, I wish I knew.
Just
how to
you
do
look
anything.
like you look like you know how to fix one.
I wish I knew how to do anything that I look like I know how to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do anything really.
Okay.
I can't think of too much. I'm being genuine. I don't.
This got real.
I don't know much at all. Yeah.
I will say my favorite thing since video for sure is when Gerard said he looked like Weezy.
Yeah,
we literally just watched that clip.
We're just rewatching. If you haven't listened to Gerard Donnell's episode, what a great one. I mean, he's very informative, I think, oddly informative for somebody who's been doing stand-up less time than you or I.
I think me and him about the same.
You and me, yeah.
But
still,
he lives in Madison, Wisconsin now.
Yep.
Shout
out to
didn't move
Madison.
there for comedy, but he'll be doing it. So
Comedy on State. So he's up there opening for Brad Sativa and making big strides in his comedy career.
I'm
glad somebody is.
I'm more of a fuck. I was thinking of the other weed name.
Were you gonna say
Indigo? I'm more of a.
You're a Brad Indigo? Yeah.
I'm more of an Indigo fan.
Indigo?
Indigo.
Yeah,
Indigo.
That's on the rainbow.
Yeah, Indigo.
That's
more Indigo.
Roy G. Biv. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on the rainbow.
That's the sleepy
There's
one,
apparently
right?
only 5. Yeah.
Indigo's the sleepy one.
Sleepy one. Yeah. Indigo is the sleepy one.
All right.
Yeah, remember that, kids.
Yeah. Indigo's a sleepy. Sativa get shit
God,
done.
I hope it's the opposite.
I don't know.
I
really
it's exactly wrong.
I truly don't know. Joe Bridges will let me know, Joe.
Yes. Reply in the comments, Joe. Also, we talked about your favorite moment on camera. One of my favorite moments just since we've been doing video is we put a lot of time and effort. I mean, people don't see it, but like into the thumbnails, into the hashtags, into the algorithm, the timing of the post. We've thought it all out really, and we're doing the best we can, which is not good, but we're doing what we can. But so we put a lot of time and effort into the first video. I post it. I'm worried about the timing because it's scheduled through YouTube, and I'm like, what if it doesn't work? Blah, blah, blah. It works. I'm excited. And then I see, we got our first comment already. It's been like a few minutes. I go and look. It's former guest of the show, Joe Bridges. And all the comment on YouTube says is, you guys should stick to an audio format.
Joe makes me so happy. No. Yeah. So we get responses on Spotify. A lot, and it's always the guest or the friend of the guest insulting us in some fashion, and it makes me laugh every time. I will say it's so funny. You say that we put a lot of time. We have, and every single week on release, we have fucked something up.
Every time.
Every single week.
And it's not us, just for the record.
Spotify.
It's Spotify or it's YouTube's algorithm, something.
It was Spotify.
Yeah. At one point, I was 2 episodes ahead for us. I mean, we were all ahead of the game, ready to go. And
I think it was the Gerard episode. Gerard episode. Spotify was like, "Fuck yourself. I'm not posting that." And I don't know what it was because we didn't even catch it.
They probably didn't want to support it. I mean,
we didn't catch it for 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, and because YouTube posted, and then I just was posted, like, I scheduled it a week in advance. I was like, Spotify will post it. It never did.
Never did.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yep. What was your favorite moment recently? Would you say?
I don't know. Recently, we've had some good ones. I really enjoyed, which we talked about at the time, but I really enjoyed having Dustin Aaron back for the first video episode. I just felt like he was such an important episode for us. He was our first, wink, wink. And he was really good, though. I thought that even still, after whatever we are now, 30 episodes in, whatever, he still stands out to me, that first episode. It's just how we were nervous for it. It was our first one. We had no idea how it would go, and it went so well. He was perfect. And then when we did the video, I mean, it was fun. He was still had more to bring to the table, even though he'd already been on. And he talked about Barbie.
That clip we posted of the Barbie dream car in Knuff, that's actually, you know what?
That's a good one.
That's up there.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of feedback for that.
Hard.
I laughed very hard. I had posted that one on my personal, personal, and I had a lot of people in my life just talk about that one to me. And I'm like,
that's a family-friendly one, too.
Listen to the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you didn't see that, check out Dustin Aaron's episode 2. I think it's 27-ish, 26, 27.
I don't know. I kind of want to go back to being mean to you.
Couldn't tell you. Okay.
It's your turn. I said the water heater thing.
Oh, that's what we're doing? I don't know. On the fly. This light's distracting me. This light fixture. It looks like angel wings behind you.
Yeah, maybe we should change that for the guest. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I do miss having anybody other than you to look at.
That's true. Yeah. This whole... All right, only 50 minutes to go, everybody.
Yep.
Just clocking it in.
We're just on the fly for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this whole experience has been really fun, but the video thing has added a fun layer to it. So, like, a lot of you, if you're listening to this right now, and you've already turned it off by now, too, because it's just us. Once we should have waited till, like, an hour in and been like, oh, yeah, there's no guest today.
Oh, yeah.
Just to trick them. Yeah.
Hang out. Our guest is coming at minute 30.
Right. Coming in, yeah.
If we even make it to 30 minutes of recording.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No, it's been the video thing's added a cool layer, though, because obviously we react in such a fun way in here, but it's cool to be able to show that sort of. Like, sometimes I feel like over audio you lose just how funny something was or how much I reacted to. Because
we're both
Andrew
pretty
McCaffrey
bad.
Calling you a toothbrush.
That's so funny, dude. I've not been on stage since that happened, and I'm excited to. I'm gonna use that as an opener. Yeah, dude. Yeah. But it's like we're both pretty bad about it. Where like something really funny will happen, and then we'll just start laughing, and we'll
push
go
the mic away. Yeah, it's instinct for some reason because you don't want to blow people's eardrums. But it's been fun, man. I think having Justin and Andrew in here at the same time was really fun too.
A lot.
I love those dudes, and I work with them a lot right now on Don't Tell stuff. I've been communicating with Justin a whole lot, so it was cool to get him in here. And I mean, he has. If you didn't watch that one, that's our most recent release before this too. So go back just one episode. I promise that one is full of laughs, but also good information. I feel like Justin always has helpful things to say about comedy. He also asked you when you were going to get funnier, so that was cool.
That was very funny. I asked him when he was going to book me. He's like, when are you going to get funnier? And I was like, that's a fair response to that question.
He doesn't really pull punches, that guy. He really swings.
I've been very inconsistent with open mics. Well, so the one in Johnson City closed down, so I had something come up on Wednesdays for a couple weeks, and I could not go to Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
And then the one on Tuesdays closed, and then I already do stuff on Monday, so I'm like, all the open mics are just not happening.
Yeah.
So what is the local scene been like for you lately?
Pretty much the same, man. There's we have a lot of new comics too who are like, I feel like in some local comics' eyes, I'm still a new comic, and in some below that, you're still the new guy, and then you have people now where like they're the new guy to you. So it's kind of weird, honestly. It's like an imposter thing to find myself.
It's weird being the veteran comic.
Yeah, it's weird, especially on, we were talking about before recording, Wednesday nights, for whatever reason, locally, are a big night for shows in different towns and venues. So pretty often, like, there'll be a roast battle in Knoxville or something in Southwest Virginia where all of our regular Blue Ridge friends are at a different show. And so they'll have to miss the open mic. So sometimes I go, and I'm literally, like, aside from Sean or Meredith that are always there, I'm probably the most senior comedian in the room just as far as time goes. And I'm not used to that feeling. It's not uncomfortable for me. It's just unique. Like, I haven't really experienced it too much. But also, there's tons of comedians that are friends of ours that have maybe been doing it same time as me or even a little bit longer that are kind of dropping off one by one. It's just either they can't make it as often or, you know, whatever it is. Maybe they just lost the taste for it. But it's weird to watch people drop off. It's kind of sad in a way too, because you've made friends with these people. But then some of these new people too, I feel like have a lot of promise.
I've seen, like, the last time I was there, it wasn't the last time. I don't think he was there last time. And I can't think of his name. I'm sorry. You've only been there a couple times. I'll learn your name whenever you matter. No, but I cannot think of his name, but he talks super fast. And, like, he asked me one time, and I was like, dude, just slow down a little bit, and I think you're going to kill it. But his jokes are, like, very good. I thought of something. You look like a lot of people in your family have had black lung in their life.
It's a little startling how accurate that one was. I feel like you've been on Ancestry.com this morning tracing my.
So you come from West Virginia, I'm sure.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah,
quite a bit of black lung up in there. Yeah.
Now I don't know why I thought about
opioids. Is what's left. Yeah.
You look like you have more teeth than a lot of the rest of your family combined. I went the other day.
It's also
I was talking about Shelby, North Carolina. If you live in Shelby, North Carolina, I'm sorry. I fucking hate your city. That's my I don't remember what city you talked about.
It's a good stance.
But
Coburn.
You talked Shelby, North Carolina is that for me. Yeah. Okay, I've never had a good experience in Shelby, but I was talking about that the other day with my wife's mom. And I said, I'm pretty sure my daughter, who's 10 months old, shout out Baby OJ, shout out CrossFit.
Shout out. Yep.
I'm pretty sure that Olivia has more teeth than every person in Shelby combined.
Yeah, that's true. And she's got what, like 3?
She's got like 8.
Yeah.
But her mom.
Yeah, then for sure.
Her mom, my wife's mom looked at me and I was like, that was kind of mean. I'm sorry. And she was like, meh.
It's all right. She's been to Shelby. She gets it.
Shelby's the worst. If you live there, move. Anyway, sorry.
It's one of those things that, we can say whatever we want about certain places. They're not going to hear this. They wouldn't even know.
There's 4 people who live in Shelby. So.
Unless somebody writes down what we said and puts it in a saddlebag.
I'd mail it to the fucking mayor. I don't care.
And the Pony Express takes it to Coburn. They're not going to know.
Yeah. I'll go knock on the mayor's apartment. I'll tell him.
They have a mayor? I doubt it.
I'm sure. I don't know.
Is it like a dog?
I'm sure he doesn't own a house. I'm sure he lives in a
It's one of those towns where a dog somehow won the election.
The mayor probably lives over top like the local bar,
Yeah. This is a true story. This made me think of this. My mom, for a while when I was a kid, she's a therapist, and she has a private practice now, which is why I'm so fucked up. But when I was a kid, she worked for a company where she would basically go into the homes of these like just terrible homes for kids and
like social
give therapy.
work?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
But it was therapy for the kids and the parents, basically. Family counseling. But it was like intravenous. So she'd have to go in the home. They couldn't come to her. And so she had a route. And for whatever fucking reason, on the last day at that job, she'd been there for years and made all these connections with these kids. For whatever reason, she decided that she would let me stay home from school and she would take me with her on this route. I do not know why.
Love it.
I simply don't know why.
Yeah.
I think she had talked about me, like she felt like the families kind of knew me through her or something. And it would be cool for me to meet all these people that she had been talking about all these years. I don't know. I just remember going, can we please get the fuck out of here? Like with every house we'd walk into. But there was one, I can't remember where it was, somewhere like Mountain City or Boone or something. And it was it looked like a saloon. It literally looked like a saloon, but the ground floor was a Wendy's, and their apartment was above that.
Above a Wendy's?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
I swear to God.
a saloon, I get it, but
and
Wendy's?
Wendy's is being generous. Like, it had the sign. Now, did they actually, was the corporation aware that sign was on that building?
They were selling circular hamburgers.
Probably
right?
not. Yeah, it was Crystals that lost their sign to a windstorm and put up a Wendy's sign. But these people lived in an apartment, basically in an old wooden building above a makeshift Wendy's. And I just remember thinking, if you're living above a Wendy's, you're not doing so hot.
Yeah, you're not going to the gym a lot. Yeah. You're
not doing anything, I don't think. I remember that same family. I remember sitting on the couch and watching the dad roll cigarettes with their own tobacco.
Oh, that's badass.
Kind of cool. And then he passed them out to the kids and to his wife and the grandma. And there was like 7 people living.
Never mind.
And then they offered us one. They're like, you want
How old were you?
Couldn't have been more than 10.
I would take it.
10 or 12 at the most.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get this habit
let's roll
going. Let's get the cowboy killers
definitely trust
going.
everything that he put in that blend for sure. I'm not looking back. I don't know that it was a cigarette. I was so dumb. There's a good chance that wasn't just tobacco.
I would hope he was rolling his own cigarettes in front of
the counselor and her son.
Yeah,
which is already a weird sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was I there? I don't know.
That's
she did a lot of weird shit.
You look, you're very familiar with the inner workings of social services.
I'm pretty hip, pretty privy to it.
Dude, I need you to be mean to me. I'm just being mean to you.
I know. I want it to read on camera. I'm sitting here minding my own business.
I know. I
I
want you to be mean to me. Like I'm
well, see, that makes me not want to do it then. That's why.
Well, it makes it less fun whenever I'm sitting here.
Right. That's the goal. I just want to take the steam out of it.
The only one of these I wrote down was fucking, I forgot the name of the store. The first one I said is the only one I actually...
Tractor Supply?
Supply, yeah.
So you prepared for this.
Just that one. I was like, well, it's just going to be us. What do we have to... Like, last time we did it, I was like,
we may be doing a roast battle soon, too. Have you been offered that just yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I was just talking to somebody.
I'll actually prepare those.
Yeah.
Is it on Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Knoxville? Mm-hmm. Down.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so if you're listening to this, you can catch us at the roast battle.
Yeah.
Michael's probably going to use the same 4 that he said today.
No, the coal mining one I might use.
That's pretty good.
I like that one a lot.
Oh, so you asked me about the open mic. I mean, it's been going good. And this past week, it was not a very small turnout. Honestly, we've had much smaller turnouts. It was a good crowd. Weird energy, though. I think there weren't that many signups. We had like 11 total. maybe 10 total, which is pretty small for us.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of running time a little bit and running the light and stuff. But since we didn't have very many people, I guess Travis was trying to fill some of the space so we could extend the show. So he just starts roasting Meredith from the stage because they had just done the roast battle together the week before.
Yeah.
And I was a judge there. I was there, and it was hilarious. Travis lost, by the way. But so he started pulling out all these roast jokes. And then when Meredith goes on stage, of course, then she starts going after Travis. So then when I went on stage, I was like, I was a judge at this. So I'll tell you, Travis lost. And I was like, I'll tell you the funniest one he said and the funniest one she said. And it was fun. It was really, we kind of got to relive that roast battle. But it was really fun. It was a lot of inappropriate jokes about Meredith's anatomy that was she would appreciate. But yeah, it was very funny.
That's funny. I'm excited to roast you, honestly. Like in person. Yeah. Well, this is in person, but you know.
She also, I don't want to steal Meredith roast. I'm sure she'll use it again sometime. But she said that Travis Stevenson, former guest of the show, she said Travis talks really fast, but it's not his fault. He gets it honest because his grandfather was an auctioneer at a slave auction. And it got a huge laugh.
That's
huge
hilarious.
Laugh. Yeah, she's like, if you knew where he was from, you would understand why that's as funny as it is. Yeah,
that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, she got him pretty good a couple times.
You been on a lot of shows lately?
No, not too much. I did judge. Well, we'll talk about that for a second. I got to judge the roast battle for the first time, so I've been on the roast battle in Knoxville before. I think twice before. I did Travis and Jared, and I lost both times. And then so they had a dropout with the judge, and I had already committed to something else that night. I was already busy. And Justin basically texted me and was like, we had a dropout. If you want to judge, does that change your availability? Like, can you come down? So I worked some shit out because I thought that sounded cool. And I went, and it was. I actually like the judging side of things a lot more than roasting just because I get to see every round. And we get to kind of like, first of all, I sat between Keith Marcel and Justin. So, like, I'm the quiet guy because I don't want to take the mic from them. But it's cool to just watch those two riff on people, and then, you know, after I got comfortable and a couple drinks in me, I started to riff on stuff too, and it's cool to see a crowd reaction. It's different. It's like crowd work, but you're not riffing on your own material. You're riffing on what they just said. So that was cool. There was some really fun battles too, really fun matchups. There's this guy, I don't know if we've talked about him on the show before. Do you know who Casey Shearer is? Casey Shearer. He's very funny, very, very, very nice guy. And I met him when I started doing open mics down in Knoxville over the summer when I was living down there for a while. And he's funny. He's very new to comedy, and, you know, you can see it on stage sometimes that he's new. He's figuring it out. He's trying stuff out. But for whatever reason, the roast battle is his lane. I went up to him afterwards. I was like, dude, you got to keep doing this. I mean, he destroyed this guy. Yeah. Destroyed this guy.
He just likes to write insults about people?
I guess so. He's just better at it. And his delivery works in the roast battle set. It's different. It's a different thing. I watched our good friend, star of the Pruitt Chronicles series, Mr. John Pruitt, was there.
So we should have had on this week.
Yeah, no kidding. Honestly. He was there too. And he was roasting Jared Hazen, also former guest of the show.
Who won that round?
Jared won because so
I could see that going either way, honestly.
Well, so Pruitt, I don't think he had never been to the roast battle. Jared had that advantage where he had been before, and he understands that in that format, particularly just that show, maybe not all roast battles, but in that show, they want rapid fire jokes. Like, you better trim the fat, it better be short. Pruitt is a storyteller.
Yeah, comedian. I could see that being.
I think there was a couple times where he ran a little long with kind of trying to lay out
lost
this
their
roast,
attention,
lost them, and at one point he was talking for a minute, and Jared just goes into the microphone. So disrespectful, but it crushed. And so then afterwards, Pruitt was coming up to me, and he was like, "Why didn't you vote for me, you son of a bitch? I'm supposed to be your dad," all this stuff. Yeah. And I said, well, I was like, Pruitt, the good news is I've lost this roast battle twice, and I got to come back as a judge. So I just did you a favor. If you get knocked out one more time, you get to come back and judge. So that's the format that they've established there. But it was fun. There was a lot of Bristol people at that roast, too.
Was that the one that Sean judged? No, that's not the one Sean judged.
No, that was the one before. Yeah, that was when I went with Travis. So it's just a cool format, man. And Central Cinema is the venue down there where they do that. Central Cinema is awesome. If you live in Knoxville and you've never been there, check out one of Justin's shows there, one of Brandy's shows there. They also do actual movie screenings there. And stuff
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I know Justin's asked us to be on it a couple of times. Well, asked me to be on it a couple times with you, and it's always just not worked out. Nah, just having a kid and a full-time job that's not a 9-to-5 is tough to make things work all the time. Go ahead. I'm ready. Let's do it. Oh, he's already laughing before. You better. This better be the best
it's not.
fucking
That's
one.
why it's funny because
God.
I've got nothing actually. I just tried to transition.
I look like what, motherfucker? Tell me.
I don't have it.
Tell
there's
me.
nothing there.
I look like a tooth. Okay.
You look. You look like I don't know, something about that Spider-Man guy. I feel like you look like Giles Morales. That's what you look like right
Giles
now.
Morales.
Yeah, instead of Miles Morales, because you got your hood up and you're kind of, but you're white, so Giles is a white name. It's pretty good, huh? All right.
I don't know which button it is.
Hit it.
I don't want to do it.
You gotta hit it.
I don't know which one it is. Yes, I got it.
Nice. All right.
All right.
You've redeemed yourself.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't know. Something.
You look like the guy at the beginning of a Spider-Man movie who. You look like the guy at the beginning of the Spider-Man movie who killed Uncle Ben.
I knew. Peter, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get kicked out of a window. Yeah. You're the only person Spider-Man ever actually kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That would be my role. Yeah. That's funny. That's good. It's been a couple of weeks now, and I'm sure he'd never use this again. So I can say we did a roast battle with Travis Stevenson.
Yeah.
I was up against him. He won. He destroyed me. But the one that got the crowd, the whole drive down, Travis and I were together. We're friends. We went to eat after. It's fine. We went to Buc-ee's. It's fine. We were fine. It was fun. But the whole drive down, we were trying to decide, like, do we go surface level, like on looks? Do we go personal? Like, what's going to get the crowd goofy? And we both said, like, whoever gets to the topic of my dad leaving me is going to win. Whoever gets there first. Of course, he flipped heads and he got it. He won. But the one that really got the crowd towards the end, Travis was like, he said, Nathaniel looks like, or Nathaniel tells people he has native heritage. And he's like, you could tell because if you look at him, his beard is Apache here and Apache there and Apache there.
That's a really good one.
And then he was like, if he took that hat off, you'd see he's slowly being scalped.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I love it.
That covered all the bases.
Do you think, I will say, I do have a question for you because I've never done it. Do you think surface level roast are better for like roast battles?
I do. I think anything that the crowd can see, they can find funny. Whereas like if you talk about my ex-girlfriend and the problems there, they don't. No, like we had, and I'll leave the comedians' names out because it doesn't really matter. But we had two female comedians at the last roast that I guess used to be roommates for a while, and they just went after real catty and real personal. I literally grabbed the microphone off the table halfway through and I was like, the girl ones are mean. Like this isn't fun.
It wasn't
this
like
is just mean. Yeah, but they knew so much about each other. They were having a great time. Obviously, airing out each other's dirty laundry literally in front of the crowd was hilarious.
But the crowd has like...
They just don't know.
It just looks like a normal person.
It's like an inside joke almost, where they're like, we don't know what you're saying. Yeah, so a lot of times surface level ones get them. I mean, I'm sure Oral B. Gay would have crushed in a room like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very... That's what I do. I'm excited about the roast battle because it's just like, I'll get a bunch of self-deprecating jokes out of it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Justin,
I love whenever people point out my flaws.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure. Yeah, I wasn't even roasting on the last one. I was there to judge, and Justin made fun of me, and I've thought about it every day since when he said this guy's got a big head but somehow a small face. I was like, he was like, I just feel like there's a lot of free real estate on your skull, and I don't understand why.
Just give the camera a look. Yeah, that's a good one.
I guess.
Shout out to Justin. That's a good one.
That's
accurate.
That one hit close to home. I've thought about that for weeks now.
So I'm gonna turn the coffee mug to the camera because I've not done that one time.
Our official merch not available.
If you guys want to pay us for it, just send us a number and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Like if I'll do it for you or not. No,
it'd have to be a big number. Those are limited edition. Yeah. There's only 3 in the world right now.
And they were not cheap when I bought them. So
there's only 3 in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all at my house. So
have you had a show in a while?
I got booked on 2. One of them's the Get a Good Tape show that's coming up. Whenever that is.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming up.
I'm on that. And
Knockout? Are you doing
I think I'm doing. I don't remember if I'm doing Knockout or
Pick a Side.
I think I'm doing Knockout because I like Pick a Side, but like
I don't.
I don't like it. It's not me.
Yeah. It's super fun. It's super fun, but my brain, I don't know.
I did well. The last Pick a Side I did well at, but it was scary movies, and that's what I'm good at. But I mean this, like, it works for everybody. Everyone can say the same thing, but every time we go to Pick a Side, I always get... The first time I did Pick a Side, I went up against Jordan B., and we were debating on... No, it was Derek Nolan. I went up against Jordan B. the first round one time.
Michael doesn't know which black guy it was.
No.
Shocker.
Shut up. No. I realized after I said that how that sounded.
He's like, it was them or Malcolm.
I'm trying to think of the first time, because it was the first time I went up against Derek, the second time I went up against Jordan B. I don't remember which one this one was, but we had we were debating between two songs. I think it was Derek when I went up against Derek. We're debating between two songs, and the song that Derek got, he went first. I had heard of, he'd heard of, everything. Yeah. The song that I got, I don't think anybody in the audience had ever heard of, and I had never heard of, and I'm just trying to sit here and tell them why. Yeah, the thing is so good.
Well, too, for anybody listening who maybe doesn't know, Sean Carter, the owner of Blue Ridge Comedy Club, former guest of the show, good friend of ours, mentor, he puts on a show that he's had for years since back when he was living in Boston called Pick a Side, Stupid. And basically it's a head-to-head thing. There's two comics on the stage at one time, and there's a theme, and maybe it's like comic books or
that
scary
was music
movies.
That night,
music, I think. Yeah. And they give you kind of a silly question. It's not always a would you rather, but sometimes it's like, would you rather this or that? And then you have to pick one of the arguments and defend it. Yeah. Basically, under that thing.
The songs we got, the one that I knew was Life is a Highway, and the other song, I have no fucking idea. Yeah. I was debating based off the name of the song, and the name of the song gave me nothing.
I don't know why my brain doesn't, that kind of format makes me panic.
It does. It's very improv, and I'm not a good improv.
I like a crowd work show. I don't like improv, but I like stuff that makes me think and write on the fly. This even, I feel like we're kind of just freeballing it. I like that.
I like this. There's low pressure. Yeah. You know, if I bomb, I don't have to look at the faces. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, no, I will say, like, comics like, since I've already brought him up, Derek Nolan, Jordan B., Travis even.
Three black dudes, yeah.
Travis Stevenson's a black guy. Yep. That's cool. Sure anyway, but Joe Bridges, even these guys who are like really good on the fly and like, or not Joe Bridges. You're great. I'm omitting you from this one. Oops. But people who are like really high energy, right? They do so well at shows like that.
Well,
on
you
the Pick a Sides,
sell anything.
Yeah, and I don't have that on stage. I'm a slow burn.
Travis was a salesman for a long time, like a traveling salesman.
I'm a salesman.
So like that's his right, but I'm saying that's the energy that you need to get away with it.
No, I'm a slow burn salesman though. Yeah. I'm just like, you're gonna ask me to leave, you're gonna fucking buy something. Yeah. That's where we're at with it.
Oh, that's I don't think that's a salesman. I think that's like an antagonist.
I'm very Spider-Man movie. I am, dude. I am the Green
Giles
Goblin.
Morales was funny. Fuck you.
Dude, it really wasn't. I'm sorry. It was
somebody out there. The one person who's still listening at this point thought it was clever.
Yeah, there's one person. You know, any joke you make, there's one person out there who's gonna find funny.
Well, Joe Bridges is still listening right now, but he didn't think that was funny.
I don't think so. I think it would have been funnier if you said I was like his friend. What's his friend's name? I don't know.
He has the Asian dude?
No. Which Spider-Man are you talking about?
I don't know. Just one of the Spider-Mans is a fat Asian guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That would have been funny, though.
Yeah. I don't think you look anything like that.
No, but that would have been funny if you were like, you act like what? I don't know his name.
Yeah. Don't take a guess.
I don't know. I said Matt.
Okay, that's a safe one.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a safe one.
It's not Matt.
Don't let's not take any more guesses. Matt. It's Matt.
I think we should cut this part out of the podcast. I'll be honest.
We'll cut the whole thing.
I think we cut.
Okay,
when I started talking about Pick a Side to now, I think we cut. All right, we're back after that long cut where Michael fucked up and said some weird stuff.
Nope.
All right.
Leave it in. I think here's something I want to ask you about. Did you watch Shane Gillis on SNL?
No, I haven't got to it yet. Okay.
We talked about it, I think, in the last show. Yeah.
I haven't got to it yet. I know we talked about, like, you know, how he got cut because I see you with that transition you just made. You
got him. No, the reason
that was a good. I see how your brain got there.
What I'm saying is stop Asian hate is what I'm trying to put out there. And Michael is not feeling that way today. Yeah, but that's all right. Yeah. I think. No, really.
You called somebody a fat Asian earlier. Just want to point that out.
They're out there. You ever seen Buddha?
Yeah. Anyway, I think we cut the last 6 minutes of this podcast. So, did I see Shane Gillis on SNL?
Did you see him?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, you know, I feel like everybody listening probably is aware. Like, if you're listening to this show, you're aware of who Shane Gillis is, or SNL at the least, in the whole mess. And we talked about, I think, on the Brian Morton episode about how he had been canceled due to some comments on the podcast, much like the ones that Michael made and cut out of this episode.
Yep.
but that he is now being asked to come back, which is kind of a weird world we're living in.
Yeah, to host it,
SNL,
and it's like, I don't. Would you do that? Do you think? After like getting cut and then asking to host, like I don't know. It's kind of like I made it. You know, like
right. Well, at that point, he's got all the power.
Yeah,
you know, they're asking him, which would make me do it. I think. Now, what I watched it. I didn't watch it live. I didn't want to stay up. I watched it the next day.
Because you're old.
I'm old.
I'm just kidding. I go to bed at like 10. So.
Yeah. But so we watched it the next day, and I mean, what stuck out to me was I was really hoping for a moment where he just lights up SNL as an institution, like he just maybe not goes off, but like
they probably told
something,
him.
and he really didn't do too much. I feel like he did some. He basically was just like, and I don't. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it.
Talking about his monologue.
Worth going. Yeah, his monologue. He basically was just like, you know, if you don't know why this is important that I'm here, don't Google it. Don't look it up. He was like, it's okay. I've had enough. You know, you don't have to look it up. I'm here now. And it was cool. He also said something like halfway through. I mean, his material is not SNL. It's not what they're used to. And that crowd is a New York crowd that probably goes to SNL a couple times a year, and they see certain, you know, Christopher Walken out there giving a monologue. They're not used to Shane. And so, like, halfway through, he was like, you know, it's also well-lit enough in here that I can see each of you not enjoying this individually. And it made me think about every time that somebody at Blue Ridge didn't pull the lights down quite far enough.
Yeah, and you just see the faces of everyone. You see
the back row not enjoying it. Yeah.
I love whenever I'm on stage and I just see somebody pulling out their phone and I'm like, I'm doing so good.
Yeah, it's the greatest. Yeah.
I was like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
You know,
not to backtrack, but at the roast battle. So the way that Justin's formatted this is there's a table of 3 people, the judges, on the stage with the 2 comics, and so there's Keith, I'm in the middle, and then Justin, and like halfway through the show, for whatever reason, Justin spots this girl like 2 rows back. And he's just like, hey, everybody, make some noise for this girl. She was dragged here tonight by this man, and she is not having a good time this evening. And the place went nuts. And she literally was like, yep, you're exactly right. And of course, her boyfriend's dying. And so then, like, even at the close of the show, they're like, make some noise for all the comedians, all the judges. Make some noise one more time for this lady who is not hated the last hour of her life. It's not for everybody, but
it's not.
Yeah, it's
dude,
fun.
I will say, man, I've been to a lot of shows even before I was a comedian, and like, you know, like I still. And like, I don't want to be if I'm in the crowd, I want to be invisible.
Right.
Yeah, I do not want to be like.
Well, yeah, there's something about comics like we don't.
Even
take
before
up the front rows too.
Well, even before, like if a comic is like if a comedy is doing crowd work. Yeah. If a comedy's doing crowd work, I'm just like I want nothing. I went to
Oh, you don't want to be targeted.
I don't, dude. I don't want
Why,
to be.
Though?
I don't know, dude. I'm like I can't take if I'm not supposed to be like center of attention. Like if I'm on stage, like I don't mind if I'm on stage. You can say whatever the fuck you want to me if I'm on stage.
Yeah,
because I will, you know, take it on the chin and laugh it off.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the crowd, I'm like, I feel the smallest.
I know.
You know what I mean?
My parents come to a lot of shows, and like my stepdad just has that anxiety where he's like, "Are they going to talk to me? Because if so, I'm not going." Like he doesn't want to be. I talk to. Some people want to be the target.
I don't.
But usually, those people are fucking obnoxious, though.
So I don't want to be. Now, if I'm on stage,
normally,
if I'm on stage, don't come heckle me. But like, if I'm on stage and you think of something funny, tell me. Like,
you hear that? If Michael is doing his act and you have a thought that you think is funny, you just yell it out at any point, and he will acknowledge it and move on.
And I'll be mean.
And recover.
I'll be mean.
And not be mean to you at all.
I'll be mean. No. So I went to, did I talk about the Ben Schwartz show that I went to on here, the improv show? Did I talk about it on podcast?
I think so, yeah. With Brian, maybe, yeah.
Maybe. That was super cool. Well, that was, I had a story about that, but I guess not.
Well, we just talked about how I don't like improv. And actually, several of our comedian friends came up to me and were like, you know, you do improv on your show all the time. And
this all this show is improv.
At the roast battle, Travis was like, "You're literally improving at that table right now." And I was like, "I know that, but I'm saying I would never pay for tickets to go watch somebody wing it."
You're wrong.
I just don't. I don't.
Wrong. It's not winging, man.
I just don't.
I know there's like a vampire werewolf level rivalry between like stand up comedians and.
I don't see that. It's not that. It's not me. Guys. It's not because I'm a stand up. I never liked improv. Like I'm being genuine because we talked. I think with Brian we talked about Whose Line Is It Anyways, and that's the one where everybody's like, "Dude, you got to watch Whose Line Is It Anyways." I literally cringe.
I've never seen
the thought of watching it. I can't stand it. I don't enjoy it. It's rigid. It's weird. It's just.
I think like it's a different level whenever they're like Ben Schwartz level. Like, I mean, dude he's
I'm sure it's great.
Insane. I do have a question for you, and I've been meaning to ask you this for a while.
About 3 inches.
Really? I'd have pegged you more of a.
You pegged.
I'd have pegged you more of a inch and a half, 2 inch guy. Anyway,
Oh, you meant soft.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, really quick question. I've been meaning to ask you this for 32
3
episodes.
3 inches soft, 1.5 hard. It shrinks.
I love that. You should probably talk to somebody.
It's a Sam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been meaning to ask you for 32, 33 episodes in.
Sure.
Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? Been watching a lot of Vampire Diaries lately.
Well, that's of course you have.
Yep.
Well, here's my question.
Fun show.
And this is an important distinction.
Okay.
Is it like 1950s black and white movie vampire or werewolf, or is it like Twilight vampire or werewolf? Because there's very different.
What's the werewolf of the 50s? I don't know that.
Just
I know
like
the vampire.
a dude with hair taped to him.
No,
who howls,
not that.
You know,
No,
like Teen Wolf, like
like
Michael Fox,
full on,
Michael
like
J. Fox.
Full moon happens. You just raw
Into a wolf.
Yeah,
like in New Moon.
I'm
gonna
deep cut it.
They're just big wolves.
I'm gonna deep cut a video game real quick. Did you ever play the original Fable game?
No. I'm too young. I'm just barely too young. My dad's junkie ex-girlfriend exclusively played Fable and drank Red Bull for 10 years.
I just rebeat Fable. I'm not ashamed of it. Balverines. That's the level werewolf. It's like a humanoid with fur, and you really
2 legs or 4.
I mean, you can do all 4, but like you got 2 legs. You can walk on 2 legs.
You can walk upright.
Yeah, you remember the werewolf in Harry Potter?
No. Wasn't allowed to watch it.
You still haven't seen Harry Potter?
Witchcraft. I don't subscribe to that shit, dude.
Well, whenever we introduce Olivia into Harry Potter, you can come over and we'll watch that with you.
I'm learning with your infant.
You can watch it with my 2-year-old whenever she's that age. And anyway.
Wasn't allowed. That's true. I really wasn't. Lord of the Rings wasn't allowed to. Witchcraft.
I've never watched Lord of the Rings.
But I was allowed to watch the Smurfs, which I don't understand. I'm just saying. Potions?
Big Willy Wonka family?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah? It doesn't matter. Okay.
Not the Charlie one, yeah.
Vampire.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Black and white, I'm thinking. Like slipping coffins bullshit.
Yeah, like slipping coffins, weird crow's nest haircut,
You can have your own haircut.
Weird, like...
you can look how you look.
Black tuxedo with a red vest for some reason.
You don't have to do that. Okay. Vampire, you got to be invited in places. Okay? You don't age.
Wait, got to be invited in places. What does that mean?
You don't know that about vampires?
They have to be invited in?
They can't just come into a home. They have to be invited into a home.
What the fuck?
You never heard that?
Werewolf. Okay, easy there.
Well, there's cons to werewolves, too. I
can't think of one.
You only turn on a full moon. You can't control yourself, and you age. Vampires don't age.
I don't care.
Okay.
Both are terrible. Let me die young. So werewolf.
That's fair. I'll be a vampire.
Invited in. That's the dumbest
rule.
Have you
never heard that?
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I think you can go into like a publicly owned space, but like just to walk it into a house, like you have to be invited in.
What kind of license do you need to operate a vampire? Like, can they in public? You can be one, but you can't. They have to invite you in.
Yeah,
that's the dumbest way to come up with.
But they're like the most charming. So it's like, hey, like let me sell you a vacuum, and then you kill them. You know what I mean? Like.
A vampire selling vacuums?
I'm thinking of like 1950.
A door-to-door salesman who's also a vampire?
Who also has to do it at night because they can't be in the sun.
And knocking on people's doors at
10 p.m. Just like, hey, have you seen the new
Would you
Hoover?
like to buy a vacuum?
Yeah, exactly. All right. You really don't know that about vampires?
I really didn't know that. I'm not being dramatic. I really didn't know that. There's something with garlic, right? Like they don't like garlic for some reason.
I think that's just a myth.
I thought that's why they hung garlic up. Apparently, I know nothing about the world of vampires.
Dude, it's all myths.
Have you seen, God, what's the one? There is a show that my girlfriend aggravates me about.
Is it Vampire Diaries? I fucking love it. Dude, I'm so into it.
No, that's for little girls and you.
Dude, no, Kayla was a season and a half into it. I was like, what are you watching? And then I just took it over. I love it, man.
It's What We Do in the Shadows. Have you seen that?
I've never heard of that.
It's pretty good, actually. It's the one thing, usually, God bless my girlfriend, love her to death. She's the most uncultured human being. She just didn't grow up with entertainment.
You didn't grow up with Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, so talk to me about
She didn't watch
uncultured.
that. She knows nothing about nothing. So
she hasn't seen them either?
Nothing.
Okay, we're having a movie marathon with Harry Potter.
She's seen nothing. Nothing at all. And since dating me, even less. But I think she got me into this show, and I haven't watched too much of it, but it's actually funny. It's the one recommendation of hers that I trust. It's funny. It's What We Do in the Shadows. It's about vampires, but it's not modern necessarily. Maybe it is, but I know there's one character in it who he's just a energy vampire. So like his whole power is he just like if they'll be in a meeting, he'll just raise his hand and ask a question every 5 minutes, and everybody's like,
So and is he like really a vampire?
It just drains their energy. That's it. That's all.
Is it a funny show?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like most of them are normal vampires and they live in this house together. But one of them, his whole superpower is just making everybody
hate their life,
cringe, and then he feeds on that energy. Yeah, and he'll be like, like it triggers him once he sets off a room full of people. It's pretty funny.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, this is the show where we promote other shows.
Yeah,
that's what the show. That's
I watched True Detective recently. The first season of that. Have you seen it?
No.
It's a lot.
No, I've seen the
Woody
old.
Harrelson.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I have seen that. I thought there's a new one. I think.
Yeah, I heard it's not Matthew McConaughey, Woody
It's
Harrelson,
not.
and my man crush is Matthew McConaughey.
That checks out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Listen, I'm comfortable enough to tell you. You know?
What's the world think of McConaughey these days? Is he still a relevant? You don't hear much from him anymore. I think he got kind of political. Like he was running for governor of Texas.
No, he's
at
not.
One point. Yeah,
is he
yeah,
really?
He was. I don't know if he is.
I think Matthew McConaughey is just.
He was talking about
just
it.
hanging out. Just
yeah, I mean, he
out,
can do whatever he wants, I
being
guess.
A guy, you know, him and Woody Harrelson are maybe brothers. You
Yeah,
hear about that?
Yeah.
All right, we're
They're
off on
great,
a tangent.
No, I think that's an important question for our viewers. Write in. Do you? What are your
think
thoughts
of-
on
what do you think
Matthew
of-
McConaughey?
yeah.
Have you seen Mud with Matthew McConaughey?
Nope.
I watched that recently for the first time. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good.
You know what you know what you kind of remind me of?
What?
Matthew McConaughey's character in Dazed and Confused.
If I'd seen it, that'd probably.
You've not seen Dazed and Confused?
No.
It's like his first movie role. His big line is, you know, the thing about high school girls. I get older and they stay the same age. That's his thing.
I know the memes.
I was calling you the creep.
Be a lot cooler if you did. Is that movie too?
That's a fucking line from him. He asked him if he smokes weed, and he's like, I don't.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah, he's like, it'd be a lot cooler.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Dazed and Confused? That's such a.
Isn't it kind of like American Graffiti?
I've never seen American Graffiti.
I think it is.
It's like this kid who's like 8th grader.
It's like a coming of age thing, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
They just take him out, party. It's a funny movie. It's a good
While we're
movie.
on the subject, and nobody's listening at this point, so it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
We can talk about whatever we want.
I won't mute the N word this time. Go ahead. I'm changing my Instagram bio to
clip it.
I'm changing my Instagram bio to whatever it says now, but also I try to get my friends canceled on Talkin Bits Pod.
Yeah. Check us out there. Fuck, what was I gonna say now? Coming of age movies. That's one of my favorite themes. Those just like hit home for me for
Perks
some
of
reason.
Being a Wallflower. It's a good movie.
Never seen it.
You ever seen that? It's a good movie.
There's one called Brad's Status. It's pretty good. It's Ben Stiller. There's well, it's kind of, I don't know if it's coming of age, but like that self-discovery genre, Secret Life of Walter Mitty is one of my favorite movies.
I was going to watch that the other day. I did not do that.
I love it. That's one of my top 5 movies for sure. Anyways, there's one with Pete Davidson that most people have never seen. This is like just before he was on SNL, but before he was like Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
He was in one called Big Time Adolescence. And he's not the star of it. He's like the co-star of it. And he plays like this kind of trashy high school dropout or college dropout. Yeah. Who, same thing, there's like an 8th grade kid that's the main star of it. And he's just like trying to navigate the world. It's really good. It's really, really good. And then he did, is it King of Staten Island after that? And it's a pretty similar movie, but
like
I think not as good. I think the first one was better.
Speaking of Pete Davidson, have you seen Bumpkus, that show?
No, but I want to watch it.
It got like, I don't know. It's very artsy.
It's got Joe Pesci in it, doesn't it?
Does. Yeah. It's very artsy. And I like
Yugoslavia.
Well, I say that a lot of people don't like artsy stuff, like Pesci. Master of None. Did you ever see that? Aziz Ansari show? It's very artsy too. I like shows like that. I like most of Master of None. It kind of falls off.
Is that about
Aziz?
Never mind.
You remember when Aziz got all those sexual allegations?
Sure, yeah.
He got all those allegations which were dropped, but he had all those allegations right before the final season was shot, so he wasn't really in the final season. And it was a fine season. It was about his friend, and it was good, but it was like, I'm here for Aziz.
Well, it's tough when you're a creep, you know.
You know, I don't think he is.
I don't know. People say that about Chris D'Elia too.
Chris D'Elia had a little bit more evidence backing him up.
Depends
I do find it funny that Chris D'Elia played a child predator in You, and then like immediately
at the same time,
immediately after. Yeah. What's your favorite movie of all time? And we'll get out of here.
Favorite movie of all time. Probably Roots.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Not Roots. That's a joke.
Never seen it. So.
It's about slavery.
Joke.
That's a joke.
You big fan at the end of the Lincoln movie where he gets shot, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, take this guy off.
I do like bioflicks like that. Like
that Lincoln movie is actually really good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I think my favorite movie, I don't know, it's tough. I go through phases. I think if there was one movie that I could watch for the first time again, it'd be Interstellar.
Dude, that's my movie.
Well, we've talked about that, I think, before on the show.
Interstellar, I love it.
For the first time, but rewatchable, it's not. It's a lot slower now that I know what's coming. Yeah, it's too dramatic.
3-hour movie.
Too slow.
Too much.
Rewatchable, I don't know. What's the movie I've watched the most in my life?
You know what movie?
Probably Friday. I've seen it.
I've seen Friday a lot.
Millions of times.
You know what movie is really, really good? And I watched it 2 or 3 times. I watched it and then I watched it 2 or 3 times after. No, but it does have to do with slavery. Django Unchained.
Yeah, I'm not a Tarantino guy.
You're not a Tarantino guy?
No, something about the absurdity of it takes me out of it. Like
I get that.
The violence is, and I get it. It's it's stylistic.
Yeah.
But like I'm a big Western guy.
Of course you
and
are.
So that was raised by a 7-year-old man.
Are.
I'm a big Western guy. Yeah. And so
I knew that.
I was very excited about Django, and then I liked it. I know it's the jacket, but I still like it.
It is a nice jacket.
I think it's good.
That is a really nice jacket. You wear it a lot though.
Thanks, Skyler. Yeah, thanks, Skyler.
I don't know what he said.
I don't know, something like the scene in Django towards the end where he's like just bloodying up the manor with all those people and stuff. Like
up.
Obviously it's
takes you
exaggerate. It takes me out of it. And
I get it.
Same with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love the theme of it. I love the theme of it.
Love that Margot Robbie's in it.
I love when her feet are on the dashboard, the hippie girl.
Weird.
It's great. It's great. It's all good. But there's a part in it that just same thing. Like he just pushes that back, and I get it. Again, it's stylistic. I don't know. It's not for me. So.
You know what? I'm forgetting the name of the movie. It's like the one that everyone talks about with Tarantino. Has
Stepmom Catches Stepson 2.
Yeah, that's the
I've
one.
I've seen that.
No, it's the. It's the one, dude. It's got John Travolta, Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I've seen that movie 3 or 4 times.
Never seen it.
I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time that some people say it is.
Piss some people off. Even more than when I just said I haven't seen it.
I'll stand on that hill. Yeah. I think it's a good movie. I think the scene where
I don't really
Bruce
understand
Willis,
because
his character and Marcella, I don't know that actor's name, but whenever they get like kidnapped, I think that's like intense. But like
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie. It's not the best movie of all time.
I don't understand it though, because like I've seen Oranges and I know that they're not make believe. So how is Pulp Fiction? You know.
All right. Took the wind out of my sails.
I'm trying.
You ever watch Bridge to Terabithia?
Long time ago, yeah.
That's not the saddest fucking movie you've ever seen in your life.
Doesn't the kid like disappear or something?
No, she dies in front of the main kid.
Josh Hutcherson in that?
Yep.
Yeah.
She dies.
Pretty much any movie about kids from 2001 to 2010.
Speaking of Josh Hutcherson, you remember Zathura? I think is the name of it.
Yeah,
it was like the Jumanji ripoff.
Kristen Stewart's in that. She's the older sister or babysitter or whatever that gets frozen solid.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then she dates a vampire. Full circle.
Boom. Yeah. Would you be the shiny vampire? I'd be the shiny vampire.
That had Dak Shepard in it also. And I was
the main guy. It was Josh Hutcherson, Dak Shepard.
It's kind of Jumanji, right?
But it's Jumanji.
Yeah.
It's Jumanji in 2005.
Isn't there a scary scene with some lizards on a ship or something?
The ship is the house, but yeah, there's lizards.
No, I think there's like a ship that docks.
Oh, yeah. And the lizards get in the house.
Yeah.
It's kind of like War of the Worlds. Do you remember that? Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds movie. Ever saw that?
Welcome back to Never Seen It. It's literally been me talking about a movie that you've never seen.
I know, dude. Yeah. I think Interstellar is the only movie that
this is a movie podcast, so it only makes sense.
I did at one point almost start a movie podcast.
Is there any, you haven't watched like Chappelle's latest special or Ricky Gervais or anything like that, have you?
No.
Ricky's is good.
I watched a good amount of Dusty Slay's new one. I've talked about that.
I've probably seen the whole thing in clips. It's on my feed lately, so I haven't sat down to watch it.
I don't have Netflix right now.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't either. There's a couple. We talked about this a little bit with Justin, where because of the level we're at, there's a level right above us, or leaps and bounds above us. But there's an in between us and Dave Chappelle that interests me more to consume
Yep.
than those top dogs.
Yeah,
they've just been doing it for
I've
so
seen it, you know. I know that you're going to kill
Yeah.
if I watch your stuff.
Right.
Dusty Slay, I'm just a very big fan of. That's why I watch things.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that
there's
whole,
a guy.
like Nate Burgett, like that whole, there's a couple comedians, Asim Minaj, I'll watch all those whenever they come out. But it's like anybody that's not already, anybody that wasn't like somebody I already loved before I was really into comedy, Dusty Slay was not one of those people. But Nate Burgett, Asim Minaj.
Yeah.
Taylor Tomlinson, who I don't know if she's going to have any specials because she's like a late night host now.
I'm sure she's still doing spots. Yeah, I can't get it to pull up. I'm pretty sure. I want to make sure that this is correct. Shit, I don't think
Dead
it is.
air.
There's a sorry. There's
okay.
a
I just wanna
there's a comedian that I really like, and for some reason I'm screwing up his last name because this is not it. Anyways,
like him a
this
lot,
particular big fan. He has a joke about Ninja Turtles, and forgive me if we've talked about this before, or if you're somehow still listening at this point and you know his name and I don't.
55 minutes if we didn't cut the 6 minutes earlier.
Yeah, when he said the N-word. But
Clip it.
This guy has a joke about Ninja Turtles that I just think is really clever because it's like everybody knows the Ninja Turtles, but I've never heard somebody comment on how insane it is.
Yeah.
But I'll butcher it, I'm sure. But he's basically like, what is that little mask doing? I don't understand why they have. What's it doing? It's a 6 foot, 7 foot tall mutant turtle, and that little mask is somehow going to protect their identity. And he's like, "There's only 4 of them." Like, it's, when they're like, "Who saved you?" And they're like, "I don't know. He was wearing a mask." And he's like,
you might not get the name right, but it's a fucking turtle.
Yeah. It's a very, very good joke. And then he has something about Master Splinter, also the rat, where he's like, "They still get away with that accent, huh?" And he's like, I don't know why that is. And they're like, it's a rat accent. It's not offensive. That's what rats sound like.
Yeah,
like,
I think rats sound like
very Asian. No, this is very, very thick. Yeah, it's clever joke. Very clever.
I want to plug a comedian that nobody listening to our podcast, unless they live in Southern California, has ever heard of, that I'm a fan of.
Jesse Johnson.
Nope.
Oh,
Connor McSpadden.
How did that hit your feed?
Because I've known of him for years. So he used to co-host a podcast I used to be really into with
he's really into it.
I can't think of the guy's name. It's the Adam Todd Brown is he's also a comedian out of Southern California.
Gotcha.
But he's more of he has like 1,000 podcasts. Yeah. Then I used to consume the whole thing, like all of it. But Connor McSpadden, he has his own podcast called Mean Boys.
You look like
let me do this plug and then insult me, okay? But we're all comedy fans here. This is a very funny comic who's not made it yet. Yeah. Really. Right. But he has an hour special on YouTube that has one of the funniest jokes toward the end of it about his short friend at the end of it. It killed me.
What's his name?
Connor McSpadden.
Connor McSpadden.
I can send you a link. I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, what do I look like?
I feel like you look like one of those parrots that you see on TikTok riding a skateboard around.
I have a skateboard.
You know, one of those little parrots that sits on a skateboard around.
Have
you seen the cone that rides a skateboard on TikTok?
Just a cone?
Just a traffic cone.
Put it on a skateboard?
Millions of views.
I could remake that right now. I have a hill right here.
Millions of views. Yeah. I'm not even kidding. It's amazing. TikTok is amazing. Don't you think?
I don't use TikTok. I use Instagram because I'm old.
Oh, yeah, you're old. Well, here's the fun part. So I like it because I was late to TikTok. I didn't get on it for a long time during the pandemic. I was just...
Because the government was stealing your information.
Well, I just didn't have a lot of free time, honestly. And then once I got
Trump
on
this year?
What a weird time to bring that up. Oh. I don't know. I'm just hoping somebody makes America great again. You know what I'm saying? All right.
That was
Anyways.
funny. I disagree, but that was funny. Go ahead.
Anyways, RFK, hashtag RFK Jr. I think...
Let's get Bill Clinton back in here.
TikTok's interesting because I wasn't on it for a long time. But now the algorithm knows me so well that I can lose about 3 hours. Yeah. Like I'll look up and go, oh my God, it's been 3 hours because I'm going down these rabbit holes. My mother installed it. And for anybody listening who doesn't already know this, my mom's very young. She's like 42 or something like that right now. She's very young for a mom of a 24-year-old.
She's getting all the
teenage pregnancy. Yeah. So
she's getting all the teenage girls dancing. Is that what her algorithm is?
Yes, that's literally.
Is it really? I was
literally
just joking.
Like the first couple days she installed it, she would come in my room and be like, "I don't understand. Like, I
think
don't
that's
like
everyone's
this.
algorithm when they first download it.
Well, it's still mine, but hers, she's like, I don't. She's like, I don't understand. It's just like girls shaking their butt on my algorithm, and I don't like. And I was like, well, you got to give it time. You know, like just keep don't
you
engage with those.
Fast, and
don't engage with those. Engage with only what you want to see. And then after like 2 weeks, she's like, it's still just all girls. She's with big watching asses. Them, and I was like, I think it's trying to tell you something.
I think it's stopping the scroll.
After you save a few of those videos of your favorites, it's gonna keep feeding them to you. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was a long way around for that. Not so
Docs
funny
in your
delivery.
mother. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I just like to.
You look like the product of a teenage pregnancy. You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means.
Oh, you couldn't be more right.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
It just means we grew up together. That's what it means.
Yeah. You watch. You strike me as the kind of guy who watches a lot of anime.
You know, I do not enjoy anime actually, and I'm taking a public stance. I have a degree in animation, and I don't enjoy anime.
I don't enjoy anime because I'm not 14.
Sure. Well, I don't think I've done enough drugs in my life to enjoy anime.
There's also really that. I will take a stand. Quit telling me to watch anime. Just quit doing it.
Yeah, that's a good public service announcement.
Quit doing it. I'm past it. Yeah. I'm almost 30. Right. I have a kid.
If you have recently told someone you know that they should watch this anime, I think that you should reevaluate yourself as a person.
I'll tell you the 2 animes I've watched in my life. Okay?
Dragon Ball Z.
I watched Naruto. I've seen every episode of Naruto. I love Naruto.
That's anime.
But you know what happened? Naruto came out when I was 7.
Yeah. Right.
And it's nostalgic.
I've seen most episodes of Blue's Clues.
It's nostalgic for me. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z.
Even the one that came out last week, I'm still on it.
Dragon Ball. I'm about to be back in the Blue's Clues game because daughter.
That's right.
Yeah. But Dragon Ball Z, watched a lot of that when I was a kid.
Here's
all the new stuff. Not interested.
Thing that we may get.
Naruto comes out with new shit. Guess what? I might not be doing watching it because I'm old. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Here's a fun thing. Do you remember during the pandemic when the Blue's Clues guy made that video?
Yeah.
And was like, "Look at you. You're all grown up. You're in college now." I cried.
Yeah, you did.
Like, I swear to God, like a little baby.
I got laid off like a week before that happened, and it was like a pretty cool thing to see. So.
Yeah. That was a good time.
It was
pandemic.
Fun.
I enjoyed it. I thought
being
it was
unemployed
fun.
during the pandemic and
locked
having a mortgage,
house.
So fun.
I wasn't unemployed. I was serving coffee because that's an essential.
I made a very good career move and left a stable job that I had to roll the dice on a not stable job I had.
Paid off.
And then I got laid off from the non-stable job, and then I was unemployed during the pandemic.
It's a cool gamble.
It was fun. I was $1,200 checks really paid my mortgage.
That's a cool gamble.
You know,
it's a cool gamble.
Fun times. All right, we love you guys.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sorry if you made it this far.
I'm
sorry.
This is the ramblings of
That's what you get.
Couple of.
No,
dudes.
I think it's interesting. I mean, we talked about some interesting stuff. And,
I do. I enjoy. I enjoy once in a while. I'll say something nice. Talking to.
Gross.
My oldest comedian friend. Damn, just kidding. I hate you.
Gross. Yeah.
Hopefully you don't wreck your car on the way out of here. But
we'll see. We'll see. Well, so we talked about some recap from previous episodes. We do truly have some very exciting guests planned for the future. I mean, it's
a weird time of the year.
Them that were supposed to be here today and are not, obviously. All 4 of those, I think, are going to be exceptional guests. Yep. 1 of them is a returning guest. 3 of them have never before been on the show, mentioned many times.
Never even talked into a microphone. Just kidding.
Well, 1 of them, yeah. But no, it's going to be... They're all going to be great. We're also going to have our good friend John Pruitt coming back for the Pruitt Chronicles, as always. So if by some miracle you've made it to this point in the episode, just know, I promise this is temporary. We're going to have awesome guests in here. We're going to keep on rolling. We got big things planned. Also, before we jump into plugging stuff, maybe I'll cut this and post this promo too. We are officially locked in for Don't Tell Tri-Cities. Officially locked in. The date is March 23rd.
Okay.
Saturday, March 23rd. Be there, downtown Johnson City. I'm not going to announce the venue. That's the whole point. It's a secret. I can't tell you. I'm not going to announce the lineup, the headliner. I'll tell you after.
I'm headlining.
Michael's not headlining, so buy tickets.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I've got flyers going up around campus, around downtown, around everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff on the Instagram at Don't Tell Knoxville. Check that shit out. By the time this episode airs, it'll be fast approaching. It'll be probably like a week away, or 2 weeks away. So get your tickets now. There's 50 tickets available, and that's it. When it sells out, it's out. We may add a late show if there's demand, but as far as I know, 50 tickets, and that's it. So if you're listening to this and you want to come and you want to support the very first show with a hilarious headliner from out of town, not a local, so it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the shit. It's gonna be awesome. So
I love it.
Check that out. You can buy tickets online at Don't Tell Comedy. You can check us out. There's a link on the Instagram, Don't Tell Tri-Cities. You'll see posts about future shows, different venues. You'll see promo stuff from previous shows. We're really going to do the most on Instagram. So follow us there for sure. But yeah, my tickets now.
I love it. Well, hey, follow us on Instagram. Follow me, Michael Rose Comedy. Follow NLB_423.
423.
And our podcast is Talkin Bits Pod.
Yep.
Make sure if you're on YouTube, or even if you're not on YouTube, to subscribe, tell somebody about it. And Nathaniel, one last thing. You look like you're about 3 years out from having to pay child support.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Anyway, we love you. Bye.
Bye.